Good morning. Good morning. So I can't see who all is in here. So if you wouldn't mind commenting in the chat box, I see there's 5 of you so far. So I want to welcome you and thank you so much for showing up to be with me here on Facebook Live. And just wanted to share, oh, good morning, Jim. A few props you might want to grab. Hopefully you see that here in the comments of the session, but definitely inviting you the option of grabbing a journal and a pen if you'd like to do some reflection as we are going to be practicing yin yoga, which allows for a lot of time of meditation and reflection. And often I have experienced that with the help of one of my great yin teachers, Kate Cuss, that taking the time after a pose to be able to do some journaling on your realizations has been really profound for me in my yin practice. So, good morning, Mom. Good morning, Steve. And so the other props that you'll see here, I have a book in case you don't have a yoga block, a book will work. I have a yoga block, I have a little hand towel, and then I just grabbed some things to have around so that you don't see me running around to get props. But I grabbed a cushion off the couch and then a pillow off of the bed. And then I also have a blanket as well. So just some props that you may want to have. Remember that I can't see you. Hopefully I'll see soon who all is joining us. But you are your teacher. And today's practice is really about us tuning in this time of what I consider a great pause for all of us. So giving yourselves this chance to pause, to look in and notice for you what it is that is your true nature, what it is that you need in this time. So if there's a prop that I haven't stated that you want to grab, go ahead and do that and come back. I'll wait a few more minutes for a few more folks. Hello, Ashley. And then we'll get started. So as I said, this practice is really about you serving you in this time. And so as we come to it, I want you to notice for yourself where you are your greatest teacher, where your wisdom comes from. As I stated, I can't see you, and so really calling you to choose the options that work best for you. If I'm not referring to an option that you would like to take, my hope is for you to find your true nature, your true comfort in this practice. So you've grabbed some props. And as we come into the space of yin yoga, it is a little bit different. I'm going to offer you some chances to move, but most of the practice is really allowing us to pause, to be still, to enhance our self-awareness. And so in our yin yoga practice, we hold poses for a length of time. And so for today, I'm going to offer us to hold in many of the poses for 3 minutes. You'll see me with my phone so that I can monitor that 3 minutes for us. And so when we come into it, it's really about taking some time to find your comfort level in this pose. These poses may give us a really big sensation, and you can choose on a spectrum from 1 to 10 or 0 to 10 where you want that sensation to be. Now, of course, I don't want you to go towards pain. I want you to think about how can you hover in the middle? How can you find some steadiness, some ease, and effort in the middle, creating some balance for us. So, are you ready? Let's see some thumbs up if you're ready, if you've got your props. And we'll go ahead and get started. Oh, good morning, Keith and Mary Ellen. So if you choose to have some music playing, you can select that for yourself, and we'll come onto our mats, onto our back. And to start us off, I'm going to invite us to just take some time here in a pose that is supportive and comfortable. So if any of the props that you have, you would like to aid in this, then I invite you to do so. We're going to come onto our back and take some time as you come down. So if you want to stretch long, wiggle your fingers and your toes, do what you need to so that you can come to some stillness. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. I like to have my left hand on my heart, my right hand on my belly. And for a few breaths here, I'm going to invite you to find some awareness of your breath, of your state of being. We're not looking to change it, so try not to alter the breathing, but allow yourself to notice. Notice the steadiness in the breath. Notice if there's effort to allow that breath to come in or out. And notice the ease of the breath in and out, the rise and fall of the body. Take 2 more breaths, simply noticing, observing, bringing awareness to self. You're finding here that this feels good and safe and comfortable, resting on your back, the legs long. Please stay there. If you need to make some alterations, you can bend the knees, have the feet be a little bit wider than your hips and your knees coming together for what is constructive rest pose. Hands can stay on the body or come to the sides. I'm going to invite you to take your palms down to the ground. And for our next bit of time, we're going to imagine ourselves here, rooted into the earth. Finding an imagery practice here of rooting. And so I'm going to invite you to perhaps recall a tree from your childhood or a tree from recent times. And I'm going to invite you to think of that tree from its roots. So where the base of the tree hits the ground is called a root flare, kind of flares out a little bit. So imagine that root flare right at the surface of the earth, and then beneath the earth, take yourself there. Imagine what those roots may look like, digging into the earth. And as we come into this practice, allowing ourselves to be grounded, choosing the option to feel the sensation of the earth beneath the back. If the mind starts to swirl around and reach towards the sky, invite it to come back to the sensation of the earth and the imagery of those roots digging into the ground. Perhaps noticing the exhale to help you get heavier and more connected with the earth. A few more chances to really tap in to our awareness and our sensation of grounding. Feeling the earth beneath the body. Feeling our gentleness on the earth. And then digging in, rooting down. And then imagine what those roots are pulling upwards, up to the tree. That water, that nutrients. Imagine that coming up through the roots, up to that root flare, up through the trunk, and out to the leaves. So drawing awareness to your taproot, to your lateral, all the roots under the earth. Drawing up what you need. In this way, you can notice the inhale helping you to expand upwards. A few more breaths in this way, drawing your awareness to drawing up from the earth, feeling the inhale lift you high to the sky. You can come back to the hands on the heart and the belly and see if you can bring any awareness to noticing any differences. And then I'm going to invite you to roll onto your stomach, bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders, bringing the hands right out from the shoulders so that we're creating a 90 degree. If I turn this way so that you can see, allow the shoulders, the elbows, and the hands to align. Gently open the fingers, creating a little space. And then wobbling the head around to a place that feels comfortable. And I'm going to invite you to look down to the earth between your thumbs. Pick a point that feels like the sweet spot for your neck so that you're looking right in between. See the length of your left leg and the right leg, and feel the tops of your toenails onto the earth. Feel a little engagement of the belly. And as we come in to this yin pose, we find some effort in this, in uprighting our heart here. This is a heart opener. But we find some ease. So notice if you can soften the shoulders, soften the jaw, soften the gaze. And as we're here, those same sensations, notice where you feel rooting into the earth. Notice where you feel a rising up and a lift to the sky. Finding some balance between that rooting, that rising, that lifting. Noticing how the breath is our true teacher here. Perhaps you notice in your breath that your inhale or your exhale is a little longer. And that is fine. I just invite you to notice, what is your true nature? Are you more on the exhale and rooted? Are you feeling a greater length in your inhale? and lifting and rising. Imagine that the yin and the yang settle in the breath. Notice for you, where do you feel that yin-like energy, the settling, the stillness? You're doing great. We're about 2 minutes into the Sphinx pose. If this is not serving you, then I invite you to tap into your inner wisdom, your inner teacher, and adjust out of Sphinx pose. If it feels comfortable and safe to do so, we'll remain here for a few more breaths. And noticing that sensation of rooting, of grounding, the sensation of rising up, lifting, expanding, effort, and then that ease. Slow and steady with the breath. Notice if you can keep that same quality for 3 more breaths. And then softly make your way down onto your mat. And connect with yourself here, noticing what it is that might feel good for you to come into a place of stillness. So I like to stack my hands flat. You can also find them in a roll and let your forehead connect down to your hands. Maybe it's to that block or to that book that you had or a towel. And then we're just going to give some release, some pressure here to the point on our third eye center, our forehead. So much of yoga is or yin yoga, I should say, is about acupressure, connecting with these points along the meridians that help us to release some tension. You may notice that many times throughout the day, you may bring a hand to your forehead, hopefully with clean hands. And that is kind of our natural way to help relax the mind. Take 2 more breaths here. And then I'm going to invite you to lengthen the left hand, the left leg, and extend long from your middle out to your fingertips and your toes. And then softly land those back down to the earth. Take the right hand, the right leg long. Keep the head in alignment with the spine and find some length, find some expansion here. And we'll alternate lifting the left, lowering, lifting the right, lowering. You can continue in this way, or perhaps you feel that you want to lengthen at the same time simultaneously both legs and both arms. You can lengthen with your breath, imagining that rising up on the inhale and the settling, the earthing, the grounding on the exhale. Take 2 more if you'd like. And then we're going to find ourselves in a shoulder opener. So allow yourself some space so that you can open up your hands to a T. And this is where it's super important to grab those props. There's one. It could be a book, it could be a yoga block, it could be a towel. And we're going to find ourselves here so that we now put some pressure into the temple space. And so you might want to play. So in yin yoga, we take some time to sort of adapt and explore these poses and then give ourselves that chance to really settle in.
So if you need to kind of trade out and explore these props for a little bit, I totally think that would be fantastic. And hopefully I can see you doing this sometime soon. So in yin, we start often with the left side. So that is our yin side of the body. So starting with the left hand out long, right from the shoulder, let the palm be down, spread those fingers slightly. Bringing that left temple to that blanket, that block, that book. Notice how that feels just being right here. And you might want to trade out and feel what a different prop might do for you. And then once you kind of come to that place, I invite you to resolve to be here, to be still, to be in this pose, where you can turn and start to rotate to the left, bending your knees and coming onto your left side body. You can stay right here or straightening the bottom leg, bending the top leg so that the sole of the right foot is on the earth. Again, coming back, testing it out, exploring for you where you might get the right sensation, dialing it right into that middle point, that dial of sensation to be perhaps about a 5. And then when you are settled, I invite you to find this stillness, find this settledness. We've been here for a little bit, so I'll watch the time for 2 minutes here. Opening the left side body, left temple, getting some pressure here. And inviting us to come to a realization that might be surfacing for you as you open this left side body. The left side body in some practices and cultures is said to be the yin side. It's the cooling side. It's the more associated with night and the moon. Hopefully you saw the beautiful full moon this week. It's often associated with textures that are soft, gentle, bendable, with ease. You're doing great. We have a little bit more time here. Allow yourself to notice the quality of yin along the left side body. Our yin side. Notice what it reveals to you. 3 more breaths here. And as you go to come out, come back onto the stomach. And bring the hands back under the forehead or alongside the body and just give yourself a chance to rebound here. Notice that left side body, the qualities that it has. We'll shift over to the right side.
And give yourself that chance to explore. Perhaps the same props are going to work on this side. Maybe you need something different. So often our injuries and our tightness might show up in one side. So here is our chance to bring that self-awareness inward, connecting to your knowing, your observing. Again, taking some time here at the start of our pose to explore what will work best. Maybe it's that bent knees or the straight leg on the top or the bottom. Using that left hand as your prop, as your anchor, rooting you here. I'll start the timer now and invite you to come to some steadiness. Notice the effort that you're putting into being here in this pose. Opening the right side body, the meridian, and the energy channels from the heart down through the right palm. Notice where you can bring some ease to your effort. Keeping dialed in to that 5 for sensation. Working to be in that middle. Balancing yin and yang. So our right side body is associated with that yang energy. With heat, the sun, fire, with daytime, with firmness and strength and rigidity and discipline. And I invite you to tap into any realizations that comes to you as you focus on this right side body. You're doing awesome. If you need to come out, come out. Or stay for 5 more breaths. Noticing the quality along the right side body. And gently making our way back onto our belly, connecting with that earth, finding a moment of stillness and noticing. So if it serves you, I invite you to grab that pen and that journal and create a list of realizations for yourself as we've gone now from our tree meditation and imagery to our sphinx, our shoulder earth, working really into that heart space. If there's any realization that has come to you, I invite you to just jot that down now. Perhaps there was a word or an image that came to you as you were in those poses. Perhaps those are what you would like to capture now. When you're ready, I'm going to invite you to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Find the bottoms of your toes, and we're going to come into a child's pose. So gently press through your hands, come to your knees, and then back to a child's. In this child's pose, our knees can be close together, they can be far apart. Forehead can come to the earth or perhaps to a blanket, a book, or a block. Go ahead and find that prop off to the side, and then inhale, come up to a modified table, shifting a little bit more forward, and elbows hug in, lower down to the earth. Bringing those hands right underneath the shoulders. We'll take an inhale and press up to hands and knees, and then exhale back to child. So creating a little bit more movement, a little bit of transition from those shoulders. So inhaling up. Exhale, elbows hug in, lower down. Find the earth, forehead rests. Inhale, press through the hands, up to hands and knees. Exhale, back to child. One more time. Inhale up, hands and knees. Exhale, elbows hug in towards the ribs, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, back up, press through those hands. Exhale, back, child. Settle into this child's pose. Hands can come forward or hands can come along the side of the body. Taking a couple breaths here and feeling from shifting from those stillness poses to a little bit of movement. We know the yin and yang symbol, and in the yin there's a little bit of yang or yang, however you pronounce it, and opposite to be true on the other side. You can stay here in child or roll up so that you find the top of your head, the crown of your head, if that feels okay and safe for your neck. And then exhale back to child. Try that 2 more times if it feels like it serves you. Inhaling, coming up to rabbit pose. Little pressure to the top of the head. Exhale, sink back. One more time. Inhaling up, rabbit. Exhaling, child. Now I'm going to transition onto our back. We're going to come into a reclined pigeon. So this reclined pigeon, you might want to grab a towel to have handy. If you are fortunate and have wall space, you can always come to the wall as well. We'll shift onto the back. And we'll start with that left leg. So the left leg is going to hug in. You can round those hands onto the outside, lower side of the knee or behind the knee. This pulling in of the left side may look very different for you. So tap into your inner teacher here, your true nature as to where this knee coming in feels right. Keeping the right foot down onto the ground. Notice if it feels good to snuggle that foot close to you or make some more space. And then we're going to take the left ankle, cross it on top of the right leg. Opening up here. Now starting to shift from the shoulders more into the hips. And so in yin, we get a lot into the joints of the body. Especially the joints like the shoulders and the hips where we can tend to store a lot of tension. And as we do this, we may notice one side carries that tension within both the shoulder and the hip, or maybe it crosses laterally the body. Perhaps here that gentle press of the left knee and thigh feels good. The right foot on the earth may be just right for you, or perhaps bringing that up. And if you're on the wall, you're going to allow the sole of the right foot to be on the wall. So take some time to find what works. I'll grab our timer. And since we've been kind of exploring around for a little bit. We will allow ourselves to be in stillness for 2.5 minutes. As you do this, notice your toes pressing back towards your knee, creating some effort here, bringing ease to it. Notice perhaps that the palms grounded towards the earth helps you to really connect with that ease. I invite you to again come to a place of noticing the sensations in the body, noticing our present moment, our present experience, dropping out of the mind and into the body so that we can be here right now in this experience together, even from afar. Awesome job. Again, if you're able to stay, we have 30 more seconds here. Notice where the sensation builds up, where you might rank it on a scale. Taking another breath in together here. Let it out the mouth. Inhale, straighten the right leg. You can keep that leg straight and the left leg crossed, or bring the left leg down to the earth, extending up the right leg, and then slowly lowering the right leg to the earth. Finding a little core engagement here, a little way to sneak in some ab work here in our yin practice even. Hugging that left knee in and then the right knee. And then with the hands to the tops of the thighs, press the legs away, extending the arms and then pressing the legs into the arms. Exhale, hug the knees in. And then planting the left foot onto the earth, right ankle crossing over. Again, we're going to come into this reclined pigeon and taking your time to explore. Now, the sensation, the needs that you have on this side can be very different. So give yourself that chance to feel that out. Option for the towel, sorry I didn't offer it before, but if coming up, if that feels like a right place for you to bring in just a little extension of your arms so your shoulders can be rested, you can do that. Lots of options, lots of choice. Tapping into what works for you and playing. So many of you know me and know that I like to play. I like to be really active and playful, explore and adventure. And so coming to a yin practice, allow myself that chance to explore, to tap in to what feels right, and then finding some stillness. So the timer is set. And as we come here on the right side, notice any different sensations, any realizations. For me, the practice of yin has really been a game changer for me. As I mentioned, being really active in my lifestyle, coming to a practice that really allowed me to balance that, to find some more stillness. Not without the effort but allowing for more of an inward focus, more emphasis on the meditation, on the sensations and the emotions, the breath. So noticing for you, how does this practice serve you? If there's a mantra that you use in your life that helps you in this practice, or an image, maybe it's that sturdy tree, the effort and the ease, the steadiness and the slow growth that it has. Maybe it's that breath and that balance of the rise and fall of the breath. You're doing awesome. We're a minute and a half into this stillness. Notice any heat that it's creating in the body. Any tension. Notice if you're able to soften it, to cool it with the thoughts, the breath. Allowing 2 more breaths here. And then we'll transition out slowly. So enjoy that breath. Allow the right knee to hug in and then place down on the ground, extending through that long left leg. Keep a micro bend to the knee. Let the heel really reach up to the sky, bringing some more energy along the back side of the leg, the hamstring, the calf, the ankle. Especially if you've got plantar fasciitis, you might really be feeling this, so go easy as you need to. And then lowering the left leg down slowly, steadily, or maybe that pace is a little quicker for you. Hugging in the right knee, let the left leg meet it. Go ahead and find that extension of the arms, the legs stay bent, but extend away from the body, straightening the arms. Exhale, hug the knees in, elbows bend, or they can cap around to the bottom sides of the knee. One more time, inhaling, knees away. Exhale, hug it in. And then planting the soles of your feet onto the earth, getting them as close as feels comfortable to the body, and see if it feels okay to bring the feet together. Reach for that pillow, that cushion. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. In this supported bridge pose, we're pressed through the heels and let the block or the cushion come underneath the low back. Here might feel really good for you. Maybe it is a block. Maybe it's staying flat on the earth. Feel here some groundedness in the soles of your feet, the upper body, the shoulders. Feel a lift in the hips, yet a settling of those hips. One hand to the stomach and the heart, or both hands to the ground, palms down or up. As we come here, allow yourself to bring awareness to the center line of your body. Imagine if that center line hovering between the left and the right is straight. Allow yourself to feel that alignment, that balance, that sweet spot right in between the yin and the yang, the effort and the ease, the firmness and the fluidity. stay here if this feels good for you, or lift up, remove the cushion or block. And keep those knees bent. Come to that constructive rest if you'd like, with the knees wider than the hips, or extend the legs long. Looks like we have time for our final pose. Our Shavasana, our resting pose. Whatever that looks like for you, finding 3 minutes here. Come back to similar to how we started. Simply bringing our awareness to self, sensations of the body, the breath. Notice if the mind is staying focused on those things, or if there's an image, if there's a person, a phrase, a word that would ground and anchor the mind. Wherever you are, simply be in your true nature, just as you are right now. If something takes you out of this moment, acknowledge it and bring your awareness, if you're able to, back to the here and the now. To what is true in this moment, being held by the ground beneath you, and the sky above you. Draw your awareness to the sensation of the exhale. Anchoring you into the here and the now. Rooting you in this moment. Feel the sensation of the inhale, the lifting up. The helping of bringing energy in, rising up to be our truest and our best selves. You can extend the fingers overhead, or stretch the toes and the fingers away from the center line, the center spot of the body. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Take a gentle roll over to your right side and pause. Pausing and noticing any realizations that came up for you in this practice. Deciding if you want to leave them in this place, kind of dig them, bury them into the ground for them to plant up something later. Or if it's something that you want to carry with you as you press your hands and come up to a seat. As you come to the seat, the hands can be on the knees or hands to your heart. And whatever come up for you, whatever realizations that you've jotted down before or what you will to come, allowing us to place that right here in our awareness. Each experience, each realization helps us to unfold, to grow into our truest self. Balance between the yin and the yang, the effort and the ease. Slow and soft and strong and steady. My gratitude to each of you that tuned in now or will tune in the future. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you have peace in your body, your mind, and your breath. May you connect mind and namaste. Thank you so much for tuning in here with me. So my name is Lisa Moranti. If I haven't met you in person, I look forward to doing so as soon as possible at Namaste, our hometown studio. If you liked our practice or if you have questions, please reach out to myself or others at the studio. There's others who teach yin yoga who might offer you some more guidance as well. If you feel able and called to, I invite you to donate. We have a link on our website that would allow you to make a donation of whatever is feeling of comfort and ease for you. Certainly appreciate you tuning in, and any feedback or questions that you may have about today's practice or as you continue to develop and cultivate your practice at home. With so much love. Thank you.